So, hello, I'm back again to talk about American domestic politics. And I'm going to continue to talk about ICE's invasion of people's personal liberties, which finally we're at a point where almost the majority of the country is starting to agree with the rest of us that I personally think ICE should be abolished. We can have other forms of law enforcement and have discussions along the way about reforms. Now, I know that's not going to realistically happen right now, but they need accountability. This institution is overreaching their power, hurting American citizens, abusing immigrants, and it's just out of control. I mean, they just shot two other people recently. They shot a couple in Oregon. Like, the abuse continues. They're beating the bloody mess out of people, injuring them. Like, this has gotten out of control. These states don't even want these ICE agents on their streets. Okay? But I want to talk about the list of people that were killed by ICE. And it's apparent that this one got more attention with the Renee Nicole Good. And it's no secret, it's because she happens to be a white woman. Because institutional racism is real in America, whether we accept it or not. Okay? So there's a huge host of list of people just in the year 2025 alone. Alright. Now, the naysayers will still defend this because they're so deep into the cult they can't look beyond themselves. But the amount of people is just unprecedented, just in 2025 alone. Okay. And I guarantee you they're going to make excuses to say all these were justified. I'm willing to bet they weren't, a lot of them. I think this was overreach of force by ICE. Okay, so, yeah. Renee Nicole Good's murder got more attention because she happened to be a white woman. And that's just the reality of the situation. But regardless, I'm glad it's getting attention. But I just want to list these names because her life and all these other people's lives were no more important. Everybody's life's important. All right. So I'm going to list the names. This one got the most attention, but there's a lot more. June of 2025. Isdro Perez. Johnny Noviello. June 2025. Jesus Molino Vela. June 2025. Maria Angie Velez. April 2025. Noel Najak Nigayan, April 2025. Brian Raymond Garzon, April 2025. Juan Alexis Tino Martinez, February 2025. Maz McCaskin Clarnyak, February 2025. Sir Watt Surawit Geza Gang Taheen, January 2025. Genry Ruse Gillen, January 2025. Luis Gustavo Linez Caserns, January 2025. See, this is a pretty unprecedented number of people, and this was this last year. Okay. But I just want to mention all these names because obviously I didn't even pay attention to all these stories. I've heard stuff, but like I said, the Renee Good one got the most attention. What's this other one here? Keith Porter. That was another one. Okay. So there's a lot of people. Let's see. Documented recent cases, including recent detainees like Isidro Perez, Johnny Lavalio, Marie Angie Belez, as well as incidents involving officers shooting civilians such as Keith Porter and Renee Good, highlight ongoing concerns about the deaths and detention involved in violence. Okay. So this is just the small list of what happened with ISIS last year and going into this year. Okay. Now you can't tell me there's not human rights abuses going on here. All right. But I want to mention all these names because I don't want people to think I'm overlooking all these deaths that happened by the cause of ICE, because they happen to be minorities and not a white person. I do care. I do pay attention. Sometimes I miss details, but I'll highlight the other case because it got the most attention. But I want people to say these names to themselves because I want to remind people all these lives matter. Nobody's life is more or less important than the other. It's bad enough the media doesn't do their due diligence and report all the stuff we should know about. Okay, because they're busy being subservient to the federal government who's breaking laws every day. It's no secret. But I want people to remember all these names I listed. Okay, all these names. Because all these names and all these lives matter. Alright. So here's the list of names I will put in the video. All these names. Just in 2025. Now, you cannot tell me that what we've been witnessing is normal behavior. Okay. So I'm going to include all these names in the video because all these names obviously matter. All these lives matter. I don't want people to think I'm just focusing on one. Okay. These are people that were important in other people's lives. Okay. And we got to drill this in and push this to the point because we need accountability and we need to not let this go and drop it. And I don't want to hear another stupid Democrat come out and say, we got to turn the page and move on. And I heard talks of Newsom doing that. This is why we need real leadership in the Democratic Party. Just like I just think Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries should just resign because they're not good leaders for the Democrats. Because right now, if I was the leader in the Democratic side on the Senate or the House, I would have been calling for hearings on this. I would have been having hearings on this. I would have been having public speeches. Okay? Because this is wrong. This is about the heart and soul of our nation. Okay? So many people's lives were ruined just over the ICE. It's overreach in the government. All right. So I don't know where the Democratic leadership is. But we definitely need new leadership in the Democratic Party too, yet alone the Republican Party. Never mind the Republicans. They're letting Trump do whatever he wants. So, they're complicit. They're okay with this. Because they internally agree with him. And that's unfortunate. But we definitely need new leadership in the Democratic Party because I would be calling on hearings with this issue. I'd be doing press conferences right out the Capitol Hill. So, because this is very important. All right. So that's all I want to highlight in this video. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great night. Have a great day. Goodbye. Love y'all.